Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's my reviews for The Strain and the end of the G.I. Joe Cobra Civil War. I'll do the end of the Civil War first. Overall, I thought the overall storyline was really interesting. There's a lot of, I guess you can say, risks that they took with this, considering they killed Cobra Commander, and, if this storyline flopped, then pretty much they had nothing to stand on after that. One thing I thought was really cool was the fact you had, different viewpoints. You had the standard G.I. Joe type stories, and then you had the more adult version in the Cobra book. All the Cobra agents were ruthless, and they killed hundreds of Joes. They nuked their bases, their sub. They did mass destruction. So I thought overall, all of that was really good. And I won't spoil who did it, who won, but I will say I found the winner a logical pick, but a disappointing pick. Certain key people I was hoping would have won, but I realized, there's no way you can make that person win. Like, for an example, I'm just going to pick out the Baroness because if you started to read this, you'd know she would never get it. There's no way the Baroness could have won, because even if she did an outstanding job and won, the fact that you took a key player out of the story would have jacked everything up, going forward, especially for movie franchise toys and things like that. So I thought the winner was actually an interesting idea, but also a disappointment. But still, overall, I think that they did a decent job with it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next. Because, eventually, the Joes are going to have to retaliate on this one. Okay, next up is The Strain, #1. Now, I got the audiobooks for all 3 of the Strains, and I finished the whole trilogy. And I thought that this first issue here was a fairly decent adaptation of the first book, or at least part of the, the beginning part. The Strain is basically a story of vampire apocalypse, I guess you can say. I don't want to give too much away, but basically what happens is there's a vampire that's let loose in New York, and he unleashes a plague of vampires. Basically everything is the stars and the moon align, his plan goes into effect, there's only a handful of people who know what's going on, and things spiral out of control type thing. The story centers around Ephraim. He's a guy with the CDC, and he's got issues. He's divorced, he was an ex-alcoholic, or say recovering alcoholic. He's trying to repair everything with his son, and he gets thrown into this massive situation where, like I said, there's vampires. A plane lands at JFK, and what's really odd about this is the last communication is, minutes before it landed, and once it landed, the plane doesn't move, all the window shades are down, no communication, and nobody knows what's going on. And when they go in, pretty much most of the people are dead. And that's basically where it starts from there. Now, I'm not going to get the rest of these. I might get the trade when the trade comes out, but the only reason why I'm not going to get the rest is because since I've already seen or listened to the audiobook, I think, at least for a single issue type thing, it's just not going to do it for me. I already know what's going to happen, and I'm going to nitpick it every single month going, why did you take this out, or why did you change that? So what I think I'd rather do is, if I'm going to buy this, I'm going to wait for the trade and then get the trade as one unit. But I don't know. I think some of the art's really sloppy in this. Like, I should wear this. There's some decent stuff for it. But since this is a horror book, I like these pages here. Like the airplane sequence here. I thought that part was good. But there's things like here where Ephraim's got his son Zach, and he looks normal size there, but then he starts shrinking, and he shrinks to the point where it's like his head becomes a pinprick, compared to his body. And see, there's another good example here. Look how small his head is compared to his body. His body's a giant. So I think it's like there's a lot of lazy illustrations, and because of that, it's kind of distracting too. So I'm torn. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait till I hear some more about how well the series went as a whole, and then if the comic adaptation is good, then I'll probably consider getting the trade. Anyways, that's my review for these two books. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down, let me know what you think, and more reviews to follow. So tonight.